Metal Slug!
Alright, and we're back. After some intermission. Brought the energy levels up so that we could bring the energy levels back down for the low energy keyword streaming. Anyway, my dude is built different. Weird. Ahem. Where were we? Flesh Eater Quartz. Just a recap, right? That's what Sloppity Bile Piper thinks he sounds like. Yeah, exactly. Their battle traits, noble deeds, slower than before, but if you take Big Oosh, then it's not. Feeding Frenzy is great and fun. You got a lot of mustering and resummoning and healing. Royal Blood heals people, kind of nice. Oh, Gore Splattered Hunters, that's right. Ghoul Patrol. Your shittiest, worst units get lightning reflexes like elves. Meh. Manifest Destiny on a 7. Oh, it summons a Corpse Mare Stampede, and then what does it do? Kind of nothing. It's got a 12-inch move, you can pass across stuff to do some mortal wounds, and then miss all of your attacks for nothing. But it takes up space, it can block, you know. It's useful to have on the table, I guess. It's no fire draw thing. But just summon it and put it somewhere, right? And then we got Big Oosh looking cool. He really ties the room together as far as your noble deeds are concerned. Maybe almost feels a little auto-include because of that, I'm not sure, but I want any excuse to play him if I'm in FEC. So I don't even care, I'm happy. He's big, he's got a 5-up ward and 16 wounds on a 4-up and 10-inch move. You know, 10's a little slow, but he's like a battle cruiser style thing. It's a little more okay there, I guess. Double Wizard, you love to see it. Glimpse of Delusion is hilarious. Your opponent can play around it, but it's hilarious. Epicenter is great and can target himself. Shroud Fragment is a great rampage against up to 3 enemy units. Strike last so he can dome them with his fucking big hammer. Sorry, flanged mace, pardon me. He's just, yeah, Usharan. A+. Looking awesome. He can... Scepter of the Cranium King. Maronaw's Herald. That's this dude. On a 3-up, pick one of the following effects. Strike last. Or Welcome the Disciple. The target has the infected keyword. If they declared a command, that command has no effect. And if they declared a spell or prayer, it fails. Miniature, tiny, much worse Bellicor. And then don't shoot the messenger. He's kind of cool. Crypt the Guard. I rather thought Crypt Guard is kind of nice. 10 dudes, 6-up ward. A bunch of attacks. Like 30, with a 3-inch combat range. No save, 1 health, 1 control. But they turn off commands, which is kind of neat. And if you're close to heroes, both of them have a ward of 5-up. Very nice. Royal Zombie Dragon, 12 flying, 14-4. Pestilential Breath, D6 attack sucks, not fun, but at least 3 damage. Kind of nice. Draconic Maw, 4s and 2s, 2, 3, 7, 4s and 2s, 1, 2. Not the most damage, kind of rando, all the way through. They can land and breathe, I suppose. A loathsome descent, and it's an anywhere. It's not a board edge one, which you like to see. Soaring Terra. Once per turn army. This is the old Beast Claw rule, except this one's worse. It's only 2d6, it's not 3d6. But the unit has flying, so it's a little bit plus, but it's still like it's worse than what the Beast Claw one used to be. You need a 3-up to even be able to roll these. You used to be able to just roll 3d6. The chance of him fully going entirely over a unit is kind of low. Actually, it's really low with 2d6. This is more of a pick it up and kind of do one of these and damage everything and then land him again. Probably. Anyway, you'll have fun with it. Please enjoy my rule. The unit itself, I'm more excited to read about the hero on Royal Zombie Dragon, because just zombie dragons have never really been good enough. This is looking better than they've ever looked, I guess. But I didn't think they were ever playable before, so maybe they will now. And then more Beheg Knights, which look great. 12-inch flying, 4-up save despite appearances, 4 wounds. Grizzly Lances are alright, 2 damage on the charge. Not a lot of attacks, but they still got 3 Night Shriekers that do that. They essentially have 5 attacks on crisscross 4s and 3s. Rend 1, damage 2 on everything. They can retreat and charge. They can fly. They have a ward 6. Mournfang are so jealous about all of this stuff, and this is just the Spearhead version. Yeah, dude. Flesh Eater Court's looking kind of sick. FEC looking kind of sick. What do you think? I don't think I'm ready to put him in S. I think they're just like high A. Maybe they are. I don't think they're S. I think they're just A. Let's not get carried away here. There's a lot we don't know yet. And they did lose stuff. But I think it's impossible to put them less than A. Are they A? Are they ahead of Nurgle? Are they like a solid, or are they solid A? I think they're ahead of Nurgle, maybe. Could go either way. They're ahead of IDK for sure. I'm gonna put them here for now. But Nurgle and FEC are basically tied. They're just like solid A. Just simply excited, you know? Good work. Looking good. Next. Oh, geez. Oh, Gore Maw Tribes. Ahem. Hey, Mr. Woah, thanks for the great content. Got my last day at college tomorrow. Hey, congratulations, 1 meal at a time. It might feel like you are treading water after getting out of college, taking one step and falling off the side of a boat into the ocean. And you might not immediately get into your chosen line of work right away, but remember that on average, college degree holders earn about $1 million extra lifetime, even if they're not in their field. You made the right choice, probably. Go ahead and pay off that debt. And please enjoy. I hope things work out for you. I hope you have a lot of connections and you keep up with the people that you knew in college, both professionally and not, because it's a big part of college, is getting those connections, industry connections especially. Anyway, good luck. And you might hear a lot of people complaining, a lot of jaded people saying that college is not worth it, it's a scam. I succeeded and I didn't do college. All I had to do was buy a lottery ticket. That's essentially what they're saying. Extremely lucky people manage to become successful after not doing any of that, but it's not really a good plan. It's survivorship bias, I would say. Don't listen to them. Enjoy your life. Accurate college description, yeah. Doesn't the lead game designer play FEC as his main army? Yeah, but he plays a whole bunch of other armies because he kind of gotta. to test things in the game. Next, alphabetically, is Stormcast Eternals, yeah. Battle traits, Trampling Charge. Used to be the best impact hits in the game. Now it's kind of the impact hits that anybody gets if they're doing that. I don't mind too much. The thing that irks me is that you have a 33% chance of doing nothing. I don't like that part. A D3 mortal wounds, a D3 plus 1 even, is a lot, I guess, in this edition. I don't like such a huge failure chance on all of them. So that kind of sucks. Ravenous Brutes is trash. Does nothing. It sucks. The entire army is 2 inches slower. Even if we get run and charge later, which we might, it presents an extra hoop to jump through, which I don't look forward to. Or we just won't, and the 2 to run rolls is essentially kinda useless, right? A lot of the army is shooting. A lot of Gutbusters are shooting. You can't run and shoot. In fact, one of the guys are like stand still. Weird. Sucks. And then once per battle, you have this bite that everybody in combat has to be in combat. You essentially have to overextend to get an extra D3 mortals plus healing. Set yourself up for that big once a battle thing. Weird that it's once a battle. It shuts off your Ravenous Brutes ability when you do this one, so you have a once per battle that has a chance to fail, and whether or not you do it, it shuts off this thing, which sucked anyway, but yeah, it's just a mess. It's just kind of a mess. Kind of sad to read. And then this thing has a fail chance. Not pleased. Brittle Stock, it's boring, but I'll take an extra mortal wound. I guess that's what I must do. Everwinter Prayers. Anti-fun. We read a lot of unlimited prayers and unlimited spells today. And some of them were better than others, but they were all really good. This shit sucks. Blizzard tokens next to terrain. Obscuring as if I care about shooting. I don't. Charging up a big one to get back what they took from us, but only if you're within 3 of a terrain feature. I don't want to be terrain-centric in my non-flying ogre army. Yeah, this Call of the Blizzard, very not fun. And it presents to me a playstyle that's different than before. I don't mind that. I'm open to change in playstyles. However, this one does not seem fun. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not against change. I'm against change that's like, what if you had to do a bunch of stupid shit? No. Don't like it. Kragnos in the middle of our thing. I actually don't want to play with Kragnos. Now, I do, but like Kragnos was played a lot in Ogres because our specific impact hit mechanic gained extra synergy from the 3d6 charge thing he has. I was kind of hoping they would take that away from him or us somehow, because I don't want to play with Kragnos. It's not really how I want to play with Ogres, because I chose Ogres. I don't want to pay 700 points for some other guy. I was kind of forced into it, but so we lost something here, and I'm actually happy we lost this, because I don't want to play with some non-ogre looking centaur guy anyway. So this is like a positive. It's a pure nerf, but I'm actually happy about it because I care more about how the playstyle is going to be than what win percentage I'll have for the most part. It is kind of bullshit that they padded our War Scrolls with this guy, though. Anyway, won't be using him. I'm happy not to, and this is a change that's alright. By accident. Next up is Huskard, who lost 4 inches of movement. Damn, that sucks. That's brutal. You lost 2 from the battle trait and 2 off the War Scroll. Way slower than before. You hate to see it. That really sucks. Part of the reason the Thunder Tusks are so bad is that move 10 is awful, and now everybody's that. Not pleased. They got rid of Blood Vulture. I liked that thing, but I don't care. Really? They don't want Mortal Wound shooting. Okay. I don't mind. None of these other options are any good either. You just choose one, kinda who cares. It's actually weird that they didn't consolidate all these, maybe. Or give one a special rule like Chain Trap, like they did for the Sharks. They specifically itemized out all 3 of the different options, and they're all like 1 attack and bad. It seems like a waste of time. You figure they would just say, like, Huskard weapons or something like that, because they did that for other War Scrolls for attacks that don't matter. Kind of weird. They kept D6 hooves, which sucks. I was looking forward to some, what do you call it? Quality of life. Didn't receive it here. We got technically increased damage because we wound on 2s instead of 3s now. So the Stonehorn's profile got better. The Hooves profile got worse. Because it used to be 3s and 2s. Now it's 4s and 2s. And Blood Vulture got worse. And our impact hits got worse. So if you just looked at this single profile, you would say that the damage of them went up. It actually went down. But damage in the whole game went down. Fine. You know, damage in the whole game goes down. Our damage goes down. Not a big deal. Stone Skeleton gone. Very sad. Replaced with this thing, which isn't as bad. This thing isn't as bad as people say it is. The whole, like, the whole ignoring 1 damage every phase. There's a lot of different phases of damage happening in 4th edition, so this really does add up. However, the most important time is when somebody, like, attacks you, you know? And so this isn't anything against that, which is unfortunate. But Stone Skeleton, I actually don't really care. Blood Vulture, I don't really care. Kragnos, I don't really care. All of it is worse, but I'm expecting that. The water level's going down. Everwinter's Goad is weird. I don't want to put a whole bunch of monsters next to each other. I'd rather spread them out, actually. For the Rampage, I'm not really in love with the Rampage, but I guess it's okay to target itself with it, I suppose, even if it only works on a 3 and it's once per turn army. I don't think we're getting a bunch of different Rampages on each War Scroll. If they do, I'll be surprised, and pleasantly so, but I don't think so. I think all the Stonehorn are getting this thing. And it's only a Priest 1, which is a little disappointing for a big monster like this. They kept punches and kicks, which is kind of silly. Still only 1 damage. Weird. Anyway, mostly only disappointing. But I'm fine with most of it because I was prepared for the water level overall to go down anyway. And we did a lot of Mortal Wounds. And Mortal Wounds is the main thing they want to go down. And so it just so happened that this mid-tier ass army happened to be doing the thing they want to do less of for the entire edition. That sucks to suck, right? Ogre Gluttons, still glass cannons. They kept the cannon, though, a little less damage than before. But a decent amount of damage comparatively versus other things. Insatiable Gluttonly, after you've used Feast on Flesh, your once per battle ability that causes you to lose your stupid run bonus, you add 1 to the control score of this unit for each model in this unit. Essentially, I don't know why they didn't just say add 1 to the control characteristic, because that would be the same thing, and it would further differentiate between characteristic and score, but I guess that's fine, whatever. This one reminds me of when we were looking at Putrid Blight Kings, and I'm like, only 1 ability, really? Nothing over here and only 1 ability? Kind of the same for Ogre Gluttons, you know? They do basically the same damage as Gorgers, except unless it's against infantry, then Gorgers will do more. Also Glass Cannon, bunch of damage. Their Deep Strike has been changed to an Ambush, which is much worse, and they lost their special ability that I liked. So now they're just kind of like, paper armor, tons of health, big damage guys. Very similar to Gluttons, actually. There's 5 of these guys and 6 of these guys, so they end up doing about the same damage. Unless infantry, obviously. And then we get lead belchers, which are trash. Yeah, just D3 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1/1. Sad. It's a cannon. I would take the 1 and put it over here, and the D3 and put it over here, and it would at least feel a little better, but still suck. Yeah. Sad. Bonus if you have not used a move ability. That sucks. How come your battle trait is adding to running? And then you're not supposed to move. Weird. So yeah, overall, this one I thought was a slam dunk to make it feel more fun or better. Didn't do anything with it. These guys, this is a glass cannon. This is a glass cannon. This thing lost a lot of its fun. This guy's in our profile. Call of the Blizzard, to me, feels aggressively not fun. And it sucks that it eats up our unlimited prayer. This thing, you know, an unlimited prayer could have been cool. Unfortunately, it's this thing. Very not fun. And then up here, yeah. All this numerical, like less damage, less everything. I don't care too much. Losing overwhelming charge sucks, because that thing was fun. It was overpowered ability, but so is Tides of Death, right? So is a lot of stuff. Anyway, we lost that, sad. The 1 in 3 chance of trampling charge doing no damage is like one of the bigger things I'm sad about. Ravenous Brutes, -4 speed, sucks. Once per battle, chomp 1 time feels weird, kind of half-baked. And I was given nothing to be excited about in exchange. They just told me how my army is worse in every measurable way, basically. And they gave me nothing to, like, be excited about in return. All these other faction focuses. You know? None of these armies escaped, right? Every one of these guys got worse in ways, but there was stuff to be excited about. Here, we got worse in every way. And the 2 new things we got are, like, to me anyway, aggressively unfun. It's pain and suffering. Actual no silver lining. And then on the Gutbuster side, they're just glass cannons. Ironically, the cannons aren't. The one thing that isn't a cannon are the cannons. Okay. There's a lot we haven't seen yet. I wonder what Thunder Tusks are like. Maybe Mournfang are like the Morbeheg Knights in FEC and they're really exciting. Maybe Thunder Tusks are good for the first time in 7 years. Probably not, because they're supposed to do mortal wounds and those things are supposed to be tamped down now. Yeah. We got to see nothing exciting. And everything we used to do is just straight worse. Yeah. No silver lining. Negative excitement. The only thing I'm waiting for is to see other War Scrolls, but not in an excited manner. It's like in a desperate, I'm starving of thirst and I'm looking at my friend and they start looking like a hot dog. It's like that. I'm like, the copium has to, like, save me. Give me anything that's exciting or interesting or fun. I don't have to play with just Stonehorns. I got Thunder Tusks. I'll play with those. I got Mournfang. I'll play with those. I got Yetis. Give me anything. So, yeah, it sucks. Moving on. I'm not going to complain about it too long, though. It does suck, though. I don't think the sky is falling. But it is shit. And, if we just take everything we saw from that, who knows what's lurking in the depths of what we haven't seen yet. Yeah. Our index is like the only one that was written by someone who seems to hate the faction or something like that. And that's a silly way to think, because that's not true. It does seem like that. We weren't exactly tearing it up. Anyway. Destiny Dice. Fun. I like it. Destiny Dice, good. Weird Flame, I don't know if I like it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I like this Weird Flame stuff. I read Nurgle. Disease looking pretty good. Weird Flame, once per turn army. Roll d3 for each burning enemy unit on a 2 or 3 inflicted amount of mortal damage on that unit equal to the roll on a 1. The unit is no longer burning. Okay, it is every. I thought in my head it was only 1. I guess it is every. But it does burn itself out and disease doesn't. Alright, Weird Flame is better than I thought then. I was misremembering. And then Quenching the Flames. Yeah, you have like... It's weird. You couldn't think of anything else for the 4 distinct Chaos armies. You couldn't think of anything else to give the Changer of Ways, the Master of Destiny, the Lord of Space and Time, who sees the future and the past, the Trickery, the God of Magic, the God of Creativity and Randomness and Chaos. You couldn't think of any brand new ability to give them that Nurgle didn't already have as their main thing. Bro, copy my homework, but change it just enough so it doesn't look like you copied. I'm like kind of disappointed in the principle of it. Like you just took half of what Nurgle thing is. You had no other ideas? I mean, Fate Dice are cool, but yeah. Kind of disappointing. Maybe Weird Flame will end up being good. I'm kind of docking it points for creativity, though. To be fair, Weird Flame should be less effective than Disease. Yeah, but I'm saying it shouldn't be anything like Disease. It should be new, right? Or based on something they used to do. It should just not be like that at all. There's only 4 Chaos God armies. You'd think you'd come up with a unique mechanic for each of them. Or 2, right? I don't know. It's probably like good. It doesn't seem like a bad ability. It's doing D3 every turn to all this stuff, right? To each burning enemy unit. It's not bad. And they call back to it. They got units that are like, hey, subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks made by burning enemy units. It's not going to be like a weak ability. It's just like, I read this book already. And I read it in Nurgle, one of your like main competitors as a Chaos God. So it's kind of, I don't know, spiritual negative points maybe, or something like that. We love D3, 2-up mortal wounds here in 4th. We love it. Every single ability does that, yeah. That's a lot. There's a lot. Oh yeah, pardon me. 5 main Chaos Gods. That's right. The rat is exactly 1. Skaven crying? No, I corrected myself. I gotta get used to it. It's like when I say mortal wounds. I just gotta correct myself to mortal damage. I've been saying mortal wounds for 8 years. It's been rolling off the tongue. Now I gotta mentally, okay, mortal damage. You gotta change your whole brain structure. It's hard to do sometimes. Lore of Change. Transformed to spawn. Cast on a 7. Not the unlimited one. D3 mortals. If any models are slain, they get a spawn. It just pops out somewhere, potentially in combat with them. Alright, kind of weird and annoying. Classic Tzeentch. Get yourself a custom one. Don't buy this awful thing. Each chaos spawn can respawn any number of times. Well, you paid for it. You might as well get as much use out of it as you can, right? Malice and Hashut show up only for the other 5 to push them off a cliff. Good. Hashut, dumb. Malice, who? Wikipedia god? Get him out of here. Back to old world with ya. Kyrus Fateweaver. Now this is where things change, okay? So, funny spell that creates a thing in comp, whatever. Weird Flame ability, good. Weird Flame up here, good. Kind of minus philosophical points, but yeah, it's like B minus maybe. This thing's good, B plus. Lord of Change, C, don't care. Kara's Fate Weaver, S. S plus. S double plus. Reaches outside of the tier list, grabs you by the scruff, pulls you in, and whispers, I win. Reaches outside of its own war scroll, grabs the battle tactic victory point metagame of the outer game, and wins at it. Crazy. A really good war scroll besides. Hey, what's the easiest battle tactic in the entire game? Do it twice. Super good. 5-up ward, triple wizard, 16 5-up. Okay, 5-up sucks, but at least it has a 5-up ward. 12 flying, 16 health. Master of Magic, auto-cast most of your spells by cheating at the dice. Beacon of Sorcery, more bonuses to casting rolls except for everyone around 12. Arcane Suggestion is the best spell I've read in the whole game so far. Yeah, it casts on an 8. You're fine. This counts itself. Target cannot use commands. Subtract 1 from hit rolls and wound rolls for the target's attacks. Brutal. Watch a Stonehorn deal 3 damage total in a combat phase. All it takes is drop your weapons. And then kneel, -1 from save rolls for extra rend. Best spell I've seen so far. Kara's Fate Weaver. He's been going to the gym. Dude, he lifts. Let's go. Super excited. Actually hype. Gaunt Summoner. Weird. I don't care. C. Meh. Maybe even D. I don't care. Whatever. Looks great though. Curseling. Whatever. Add 1 to render damage of his own sword. Okay. Disruptor of the Arcane. That doesn't exactly work quite so often. It has to be an unbind on a 4-up. Subtract 1 from the power level of the enemy wizard. What if that was their last spell? Then it doesn't matter. I'm probably not taking him. I don't care. Whatever. Looks dumb too. Pink Horrors. These are chaff that when they do their job of being chaff, i.e. dying, there's 10 of them. So if you run into their chaff and you clear it, you take 5 mortal wounds because you roll 10 dice, 4-ups or a mortal wound. So like zombies before, which were a problem, structurally, foundationally, chaff that throws mortal damage at you for doing its job of dying and nothing else is fundamentally extremely powerful. So this is high in the running for the best chaff in the game right now. It's for the same reason that zombies were so problematic before. Pink Horrors, if I'm playing the army, S tier. Very excited to have the best chaff in the game that throws mortal damage in huge amounts at the opponent. I thought we were reducing this, but nope, not here. If I'm playing against it, I don't want to. How am I going to play around this? I'm not. I'm just going to die from it. I am forced to make bad trades until I lose. Fun. But I don't care. It's fine. I want armies to have strong stuff, actually. And at least they don't split into the stupid summoning stuff. And it's better to just choose Petty Vengeance probably every time. Anyway, this shit's hype. S. After that, Kyrric Acolytes. Weird looking, kind of goofy ass looking models. No save, no life, can't fight. They got Sorcerer's Bolts, I guess. It's Spearhead, so who knows. D. Man, Tzeentch is all over the place. Every single thing I look at is either S tier, excite, hype, or just whatever. So I don't know where to put them. Kairos Fate Weaver and Pink Horrors. Plus Fate Dice, I guess. S tier. Kyrric Acolytes. Most of the heroes and stuff we looked at, your unlimited, meh. I don't care. Weird Flame. Probably like a B, B minus. Yeah, Zinch is like all over the place. And minus points for minus points for lack of creativity. Just stealing Nurgle's thing, except worse. I don't know, man. B? Nothing is middle of the road, that's for sure. Everything is either like, I aggressively don't care, or it seems broken. Armies get ranked on their playable stuff. Never going to use the whole roster. Alright. S. Well, that's just power level, though. How excited am I to play it? That's the problem with Disciples of Tzeentch. It's got, like... we can't possibly know who's going to be actually good in the future, right? So let me point that out. But it has the type of ability that I look at and be like, this is a tier 1, top 4 looking tournament winning stuff. But it does it in kind of a bullshit, not fun way. Actually gonna go mixed. Yeah, the good stuff is really hype, but in a pure spike competitive tournament way. And everything else is looking like wiggly and weird and copying other people's homework and not really doing anything. I don't know. I struggle. Maybe I'm just so not the Disciples of Tzeentch type player. I'm sorry, Tzeentch players. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm putting it in C. It's the most mixed possible mixed thing. But it's alright. Power level, it's higher, for sure. Tzeentch continuing to suffer for Destiny Dice being an overpowered ability. I mean, Tides of Death are overpowered. Doesn't stop IDK. Runes are overpowered. Doesn't stop Fire Slayers. Disease feels maybe a little overpowered. Didn't stop them. People are allowed to have overpowered abilities. It's fine. It's Age of Sigmar. Weird shit happens. You know what I mean? You know, Overwhelming Charge was overpowered. But, oh no, wait, we lost that. Anyway, next. Kharadron Overlords. Another army that reinvents the wheel every time a battle tome comes out. And there's a light switch in GW office. And the light switch says KO above it. And when it's on, it says, one of the most overpowered armies in the game that does bullshit and simply wins. In ways that you can't really interact with because it's not really playing Age of Sigmar. That whole paragraph is on the light switch. It's on the top. And then the bottom is, your rules got balanced or rewritten, and now it's spaghetti, nothing works, and you suck. And you can only turn the light switch on or off. There's never an in-between allowed for KO. And as battle tomes and editions go by, the light switch just goes like this. You're either clown car bullshit, top 3, not even playing AOS, or your shit doesn't work, your mechanics, just spaghetti falls out of your pockets, you trip over your own shoelaces and nothing happens. How do they look now? I don't know. I don't know. Fly High is gone. Good. Just like Summoning in everybody's army. Summoning was good to remove from the game. The transport stuff is weird. Them not being in the ships, and they're just on the ground, and they're just sliding. The ships have a bunch of ropes, and they're just pulling all the dudes along the ground. They're like hoofing it. They're just running. That's weird. Clouds of guys on the ground around a ship just going like that. That's weird to me. I think that's weird. In a bad way. It's weird in a bad way. However, the alternative has 2 very good arguments for not being that way. 1. It's possible to cheat. You have 2 boats, right? 2 frigates. Oh, which one's the one with the Sky Wardens in it, and which one's the one with the Arcanaut? Oh, Arcanauts are in that one. Trust me, bro. The one that you just attacked and got the crazy charge I didn't think you would get off? Arcanauts are in that one. It just shouldn't be possible to do that kind of thing. I'm not saying people do. I'm just saying, why stick your neck out? Why make it even possible? Just have the rules make that not possible. So have them on the table. Okay, that's actually a reasonable argument. And the second one is, where are all 60 of your guys that you painted? You took a long time painting them and customizing. Where are they? They're in the Tupperware box 5 feet over there, next to your backpack and your Project Melody hoodie. And there they stay for basically the whole game unless a ship blows up. That kind of sucks. You want your models on the table. You painted them. You want that shit on the table, not in some box, you know, underneath the table in a backpack or something. So for both of these reasons, I agree with them to put the thing on the table, even though it looks weird. And I don't like how it looks. It's better than the alternative for, I think, 2 very good reasons. Anyway, long story short. Fly High is gone, good riddance. Still have Deep Strike. Still have Vessel cover. They're using the Fulton recovery system. Yeah, Pequot. Special procurement, get an extra artifact. Your artifacts are fucking sick. Great work. Love to see it. Especially Auto Unbind. Auto Unbind is looking delicious this edition. The linchpin spells. Very nice. Brock Grungson. He's 5'11", but he fights at 6 foot. This guy kind of fucks. Boast, Magnate's Charter, Aethermatic Saws, Mustache guns that do as much damage as Gulping Bite once a game, except the end of every turn. First rule for +1 attack characteristic if you're trying to charge with dudes. Great buff. And 3 Sky Vessel, run, shoot, and charge if you're trying to charge with boats. He just wants you to charge. Cave Johnson simply wants you to, if you're a man, he wants you to charge. If you're a boat, he wants you to charge. He's here to make you charge. 8 wounds and a 3-up for probably an expensive foot guy who can still fly 12, actually. But yeah, I don't know if people are going to play him, but he's kind of hype, actually. I didn't think I would say that. Argonaut Frigate looks funny. It's got boarding weapons now. I wish it had more guns. I would like to see more guns. It has less guns than I want. How many ways can I say this? Transport stuff. It has Assault Boat, which is essentially a free U-charge and a unit charges. Although that unit doesn't charge, it's set up so it gets around restrictions. Anyway, it's a fucking assault combat boat that makes your assault combat guys charge in. That's sick. They did that for 3rd. I thought it was cool. They're doing it now. The rules just work. They figured it out. It's a bunch of paragraphs. It's actually kind of sick. What else? No, it says they count as charging. The ability makes all units charge. Oh, so here we get to the worst part of KO. Where does thing work or does not thing work? And then everything is an exception to that after you read the first part of it. What the fuck does it do? Alright. Can you transport dudes and then charge? That's my question, right? So you pick a number of units up to that Sky Vessel's transport capacity, right? And then you remove them from the battlefield, set them up again. A unit cannot use charge abilities if it was transported in the same turn, right? Now we go down here. Now, your charge phase assault boat. This unit cannot use this ability if it is in combat or has used run or retreat. Pick a number of units up to its transport capacity or wholly within 6 of it, and that have not charged this turn to be the targets. Okay, so far we're good on those guys, right? Then make a charge roll of 2d6. Remove the targets from the battlefield. Targets are not charging. Right? They're being removed from the battlefield. Then this unit can move a distance up to the value of the charge roll and must end within half. So the boat's moving now, right? Counts as a charge. We see that down here, right? Then set up the targets wholly within the unit's combat range. Targets can be set up in combat and have strike first for the rest of the turn. This unit and the targets have charged. A unit cannot use charge abilities. Okay, so even though they're being removed, they have still technically charged, right? So my question is, why do you have transport at all? Now I've walked everyone down my thought process, right? Down to the basement floor. Why do you have transport at all? And a transport boat that's supposed to charge if you can't transport guys and then charge with them? But why? See, I tricked you. You thought this was a rules question, but for me it's a philosophy question. Anyway, there's really easy answers to that, like they don't want you to, right? So on and so forth. But and so it's weird that how you would use this ability then is you have guys over here and then a boat like just moves up to them and then they go away. So they can meet up in an open field, but if they're flying on it, can't do it. They can't figure it out. The units sent into combat count as having charged, but the transported units never actually used the charge ability. They did not. However, you would be right, and I first thought that. However, this last sentence, this unit and the targets have charged. Like, removing them you would be right, because they were just set up, and so that's how I thought it was going to get around the limitation. But the unit and the targets have charged leads me to believe that they can't do that. So maybe they can? And what they mean by charged is some ability that cares about charging, but I think they can't. This is like one of the examples. Almost everywhere else in 4th edition, I've never really had a question that wasn't answered by just reading it or seeing a designer's note. This thing is a mystery, what they mean by it. I could read it very easily both ways. Help us, Matt Rose. I don't know what you meant by this. Or Jimbo. I'm not sure who wrote this part. Yeah, they can't use charge abilities. They didn't use a charge ability. They were targeted by it. And then later they count as having charged. But that's in the past. They already did it. So they just count as having done it even though they shouldn't have. But there was never a point at which they did do it. It's only in the quit living in the past. I don't know. Maybe it works that way. Anyway, for that reason, our whole conversation right here is why KO has always been annoying. Because every book is like that for KO. This is the most representative of KO of a faction as you could possibly get, is what our conversation just has been. And that's one of the reasons why they suck. But they're cool. I like them. It's just, who knows what they mean by that. You might as well just let them charge afterwards and save everything the headache if you're going to make an exception like that. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Sky Wardens don't have enough attacks. Only 2, kind of sad. But they got a bunch of random shit. I don't know if they're going to be good. It depends on their points. I don't know if I'm like too excited about them. They're fast, I suppose. With Brock, they get +1 attack, I guess. They got some timed charges. Don't exactly spark joy. They're not sad. They got crit mortal, that's good. Their sky pikes are good, they just don't have enough attacks to them. You can make 6 of them, that's maybe a lot. Not sure. Ahem. The Ironclad won't have that rule, so the transport rule needed is to allow the units transported from charging, or the frigate would lose its role. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm interested in them telling me what they meant by all of it, but that makes sense to me, I think. Grunstock Thunderers. Cool. Big, good armor, a bunch of shoots that are like okay, and like okay is apparently the best we can get for shooting in this game in 4th. Hold the position is cool. They look cool. There's 5 of them. I like Grunstock Thunderers. I think they're sweet. I'm kind of... I don't know if I'm like super excited about them, but I like them. I want to put a bunch of them in an Ironclad and just sit there shooting. That sounds fun. Well, not in one, I guess around one. And then we got Arcanite Company, who are tiny and slow, and their guns suck, and have short range, and feel like pea shooters, because they are just pistols. That's dumb. Arcanite Company don't spark joy, never have. I liked them when they were in a boat, giving the boat Phantom a bunch of bad attacks, but yeah. Should have had rifles or something instead. Overall, if Frigate works how I think they intend, that's really cool. If it doesn't, I don't know what they were trying to do. Looking forward to seeing Ironclad. I wanted more guns. I wanted Arcanaut to be kind of cool. I just don't know what to think about this stuff. Some of it is cool, some of it is weird. I don't know how some of it works. I think I know how most of it works. Mixed. Mostly because I'm waiting for answers on a lot of it. And I want the shoots to feel cool. It's just by definition C. Yeah, the dojo, that's exactly what they have done. The Ironclad is supposed to be the shoot one, and the Frigate is supposed to be the melee charge one, I think. That's how kind of it was in 3rd. And I think that's a good idea. I just wonder how it's going to play out, and it's hard to tell. And then the gun hauler is like the single shoot, the shoot ship. It's got the cannon. I wonder if you'll be able to use those as battle line. I guess there's no more battle line. Damn, those regiments are going to matter a lot, aren't they? Those regiments are going to come out of left field and determine a lot about your armies in ways that we don't know how they'll work yet. Except the Frigate is also bad at melee. Yes, it is. And has no real impact hits. True. True. Or real range damage for the cost. True. Yep. Sounds like C to me. I'm not meh, and I'm not mixed but sad. I just don't really know what's going on, and I want to like them, and some of their stuff is cool. And I don't know how the shit's supposed to work. It's alright. I'm not sure. C for confusion. They will be updated later if we get answers, and it turns out all of the answers are like rounded down into the ways we didn't want. Next, Age of Sigmar. Advance Information is cool and good. Strike Them Down is a great buff. Cool and good. Suppressing Fire. Cool and good. Hold the Line. Good. Got these officer orders. They're pretty sweet. I thought they were really good. Then I read Fire Slayers. Those are better, but still, these are sick. I like the orders. I like the orders. Exciting. And they don't play the stupid secret whatever game and just do it. Just do it. Just do your orders. You essentially get a bunch of command abilities for free, right? And I like how, at least a little bit, they let you do whatever with whatever race. It's just, if it's a dwarf, it gets a little extra because it's a dwarven thing. Nice, we're getting that melting pot kind of stuff. You love to see it in the rules. Bulwark Zone. You start out fortified, and in the first battle round, -1 wound rolls from attacks. You'll never choose this. I don't see anybody really alpha striking. They probably will, but yeah, you'll probably not choose this one. Looking forward to the other ones. Balking. This is your spell. Speed of the Twin-Tailed Comet for 7. 3d6 charges. Amazing. S. Super exciting. Hey, remember when I said no one's going to alpha strike? Never mind, they will. Thalia Vedra, I'm giving her like a, I'm not sure, out of 10. C+, B-, maybe. 12 flying is good. 15 health, 4 up save. Has a ward. Weapon of Office is okay. Leon and Jaws are great. Only 3 attacks, though. And then this thing, 4s and 2s, 3, D3 plus 3. Sick. Small number of attacks, but big damage. Anti-monster. Unparalleled Tactician. Probably matters. That's some synergy. Once per battle, bring people back to life. Okay. You love to see it, but has to be within 12. And then Paralyzing Vendom is like a silver bullet anti-monster rampage you may or may not be using. I'm not sure. You may use her. I'm not sure. I'll give her maybe a B- or something, because she kind of fights, I guess, but low number of attacks. Not sure. Fusil Major, S. The man. The fucking lad. He is better at fighting than the ogres in the ogre book. Because he has either more attacks or more rend than them. So he's like actually better than a Gutbuster. Long Fusil is sweet. Great range, anti-hero, crit auto wound. Kind of beefy, 8 health, 3 up save with Fortify. And he, for free, gives people +1 hit rolls for shooting. Like auto include, and he's funny. Cool model. Holding a castle barricade. This shit's sick. Fusil Major, S, looking great. Free Guild Cavaliers. Cavaliers, if you will. These guys look aggressively just kind of average at everything, but it seems like this is an army that you're going to be able to layer in the buffs. 3 health, 3 up save, 10 move, some attacks. Hey, 2 damage on the charge is good, though. They got Devastating Charge for mortal impact hits. You love to see it. There's 5 of them. They look cool. These guys are looking like kind of aggressively mid, and then you read all the rest of the faction focuses and you're like, maybe they're good though. Depends on the buffs they receive. And this army gets a lot of buffs. I'm not saying I'm excited, but I'm not disexcited. I'm not misexcited. The one good part about playing Dragon's Dogma 2 was reading the line, I misliked that. And I'm like, I misliked that. Did ChatGPT write this? Jesus. Anyway, it became a water cooler joke. Please enjoy. Steel Helms look sick. Consecrate the Land is cool. It actually helps anyone, not necessarily them. You can swap them out. They're just kind of little anvil dudes. There's 10 of them. They can do stuff. They can't fight, but who cares? Yeah, I think they're cool. They look cool. And then we got Absolute Chad. Look at this model. It looks so good. He doesn't do anything, and we don't know what he does because it's Spearhead. And this thing right here is basically your battle trait, you know? So we don't know. Not sure. Geez, I hope he's good because he looks amazing. How do I feel about Cities of Sigmar? That you're pulling for like the actual, you really are just the average guys. 4s and 4s. Not exciting stat lines, right? Not exciting stat lines for everything. You're just very average. But it's your weird shit and your orders and your tactics and your free buffs and your spells. And it's just going to make you good. And so it's kind of living the like player fantasy of being the average dudes rising to the occasion and fighting against the demons. I think it's cool. Am I like hella excited? No. Am I pretty excited? Yeah. I think I'm kind of amped about cities. I'm kind of amped. I'm maybe less amped than SOB because we did not see any of the really cool units except for the double-decker guy. We saw the meat and potatoes, I guess. Yeah, Mislike is English. It's just like old, definitely is not in use anymore, and goofy sounding. In other words, it's fun. I can't play that song because it's going to DMCA the channel. Night Haunt. Oh, Cassie went live? See ya. I'm out. Time to watch Cassie learn English. Oh, eat one candy, Cassie. What'd you have for breakfast? A banana? Hell yeah. Let's go. Night Haunt. Ethereal, great. And in this edition, Ethereal seems actually good. In last edition, you could argue that it was a net negative because save stacking was so out of control. This edition, Ethereal looking good. Discorporate. You need this because there's no all-out defense. Good. Yep. Appropriate. You have Shriek. It debuffs people, but it doesn't quite kill them. Wave of Terror. It lets you charge when you're already in combat. S. Super exciting. Love it. Super exciting. Stun. Essentially +1 rend on your cavalry and war machines. Black Coach. Maybe a war machine. S. Super exciting. Petrify. Strike last thing. Only your charge phase. Don't care. Meh. D. So, Shriek. It's probably good, but it's not exciting. C. Petrify. D. Stun. S. Wave of Terror. S. Ethereal. A. Having flying on all your guys. S. Any of these apply when you use countercharge? No. All of them read your charge phase. We will not be interacting with the core rules here. In the good ways, like Ethereal, and in the bad ways, like being your charge phase for all these. There is no escape. Friendly Night Haunt can charge even if they ran or retreated. It's great. What an awesome ability. You can charge in combat. You can retreat and then charge. You can run and then charge. You can fly. As a Beast Claw player, I'm jealous, is what I said when I read this. But now I have no room for jealousy. I have only emptiness. His joy and enthusiasm gone. Lore of the Underworlds. Unlimited spells. Subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks that target the unit until starting your next turn. Amazing. Awesome. And you can target your own guys instead of debuffing enemies. Way better. Yeah. Your whole army is going to be like -1 to wound just about. That's great. What a great unlimited spell. Good work. A. Lady Olinder. C+. Excitement. She's just like a tiny hero that isn't big enough and is small. Really, it's a size concern. She can't really fight. She's a double wizard, I guess. Her spell is a very specific silver bullet that may or may not matter. Mortarch of Grief is kind of silver bullety. No Rest for the Wicked is super strong. No Rest for the Wicked is super strong. Everything else is either like really specific or kind of silver bullety. Don't let this fool you. She actually has like 16 wounds or so. Because she has a 4-up ward and is ethereal. She's way more durable than this looks. But yeah, she is essentially like a really impressive once per game ability. Duct taped to a bunch of stuff that's like, I don't care. So C+. Reikenor the Grimhaler. He's cool. I like his Corpse Candle ability. Brings him up to a 2-caster sometimes. Grim Justice is essentially flavor, but sometimes you will be fighting a wizard or a priest. For a Night Hunt army, he actually kind of fucks. 4 attacks. If he's fighting a let's pretend everything works, right? He's fighting a wizard. 5 attacks, 2s and 2s. Auto wound, Ren 2, damage 3 if he charges. Like, shit. Okay, he kind of like fights actually. Wraithstorm is cool. 2d3 mortal wounds if he's doing it against infantry. He's like maybe almost takeable. The problem is you have like 10 heroes that are fighting over his spot. I don't know if he'll end up being taken or not, but it's cool. I think you're underrating her spell. It shuts off AoD. I don't know how often people are going to be using AoD because I haven't played 4th edition yet. I'm assuming less than normal. But if people use AoD as much in 4th as they did in 3rd, I would say that her spell is great. If they use it less, then her spell is good, maybe. Essentially matchup dependent, I think. So that's just kind of how that'll be. Dreadblade Harrows are exciting. This is downright exciting. They come in units of 2. You can... So if you get like a unit of 4 Dreadblade Harrows, moving at 12 flying, 3 health, 4 up save, 16 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1, 2, auto wounding. Like 2 damage in Night Haunt is so hard to come by. They fuck with control scores when you charge. And the first time I read this, I didn't notice. At the end of a movement phase that you can teleport them anywhere. Any movement phase. At the end of opponent move phase, you teleport them. Alright. I like them now. I think they're units of 2. Perhaps you can run them as 4s. That seems kind of sick to me. A for excitement. For excitement. They do the hoops. Mirmorn Banshees, lame. Actually E tier, I think. Like below D and into E tier. 0 health, tiny unit sizes, tiny number of attacks with 4s and 3s. Spell Eater only works if you're targeted with something, and a lot of the best spells in the game are not targeting you. Doesn't do anything against endless spells. I don't know. To me, they seem like they're floundering. Does not spark joy. And then we got Knight of Shrouds, who doesn't do anything. And I don't know why they even talked about him. Probably because it's Spearhead. I'm very excited to see Black Coach. I'm very excited to see the myriad of a whole bunch of different random-ass heroes. Hopefully you're supposed to play a bunch of them. That would be cool. I wonder what Grimghast Reapers do. I wonder what Bladegeist Revenants do. I wonder what Hexrays do. I wonder what all the dudes. I even kind of wonder what Chain Rasps will do, but not really. I'm actually kind of hyped for Night Haunt. Even though a lot of the stuff we saw, I'm kind of hot and cold over, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. There is super cool shit here, though. And so I'm more excited by Night Haunt than I have been in a long time. I think there'd be... Although I'm kind of amped. I'm kind of amped about Night Haunt, and it takes a lot to amp me up about Night Haunt. Because they've always been weird and kind of disappointing, I thought. Can we check the tapes on countercharge? You think it works with these and all charge abilities, unless there was some core rule you missed? Do you mean the thing that says your charge phase, countercharge somehow ignores that heading? I disagree, because there's things that say any charge phase, and there's things that say your charge phase. And so it must be that any charge phase means either, and your charge phase is limited to yours. It's gotta be. It would be so silly if it was the other way. Countercharge specifies that you can use charge abilities as if it is your charge phase. What would the purpose of anything saying your charge phase be then, if that were the case? Why wouldn't everything say any charge phase? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to puzzle it out. I don't have access to the core rules right now. So right here we have once per turn army, your charge phase. The keywords are Aura of Dread, right? The keyword is not charge, so this is not a charge ability. So whether or not you can use charge abilities as if it were your turn is irrelevant, right? That's kind of what I'm saying here. Or at least how I'm thinking about it. Is that these aren't charge abilities. Because they don't have the keyword charge, they're just Aura of Dread. They modify a charge in some way, but yeah, anyway, that's how I was thinking about it. Obviously you don't know the rules yet, but in my head that's the designation. Anyway, Gloomspite gets battle traits. Very disappointing. It's not like pain and suffering, but I would consider this to be a D. Like, no, it's worse. It's actually sad. It's E. The stupid random thing that can just stop working and you have to roll for it, and the bonuses you get aren't even that great. We've looked at a bunch of faction focuses by now, and these like add 3 to control score, reroll random move characteristic. Even the +1 to save one, which is good. These bonuses are not way better than everyone else's, and yours are gate kept through standing in a weird square, just annoying to work, rolling a dice, the thing goes away half the time. You have to take a guy to, for only one turn, keep it somewhere or force it to move. Just annoying. And not for that much, you know? Just for not that much. Sad they didn't change this. Probably E. I'll give it an E. Next, Bouncing Fury. A. Great work, yeah. +1 attacks on the charge for all your boingy boys. Great, sounds fun. Sneaky Distraction. Unlimited -1 to be hit for a bunch of like -1 AoE totems all over the place. First of all, sounds annoying, but second of all, good spell. Good unlimited spell. And kind of a callback to the olden days, where you used to have nets. Scragrot the Pimp King. I'm actually sad he kept his moon ability, which means you kind of have to play him if you want your battle trait to work once. I don't know. Unknown. I would almost just not want to do him and pretend like I don't have a battle trait. Babbling Wand is really good for redeploy. Like, if you're going to redeploy, Babbling Wand is super strong. This spell, it's just kind of some ranged mortal damage, right? And then it's got this battle trait thing so that you kind of have to play him. He's a double wizard though. Double wizard's good. I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth on this guy. You probably have to play him. Sad. Not sad because I don't like him. I like him. I just don't want to feel forced for some guy like this. Because your battle trait was written to be bad on purpose, and then they gave you the antidote to the poison they invented for you. You know, I don't know. Don't like it. Gabapalooza. It's just one guy, right? Infantry Wizard 1. You got your funny Know-Its. These are good. Hallucinogenic Fungus are fun. Their models are really fun. You probably play them. It's a unit of 5. 5 different guys can only cast one spell. And then roll this thing. That's weird. This unit might be oversimplified, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. 5 dudes, 1 spell. Alright. Because they got, what is it? Boggle-Eye, Brugit, Shroomy-Omancer, oh, I can probably only name 3 of them. I don't play the army. What's the other one? Oh, Scary Face, right? Some scary face with a mask. Scaremonger, I think, is one of them. I don't know the 5th though. Bane. Okay, yeah, whatever. Oh, Spoika. That's it, Spoika. The last guy. Yeah, Scaremonger was the other one. Anyway, oversimplified. Too much. They're still... I don't know, maybe you still play them, I'm not sure. Because, like, the no-hits are good. And it is nice to have a wizard. And their ward thing is funny. But it's a little sad that it's being... just kind of planed. Like, you're planing down some board, you know, and it's... Yeah. Anyway, I think you know what I mean. Squigherd, just... This whole War Scroll reads as obnoxious. It was, like, too good before, so... Now this is happening. I don't want to play with it. Give me the cool things instead. I don't think anyone actually wanted to play with Squigherd. I'm wrong. A lot of people did want to play with Squigherd and had them all different funny colors painted up, and they had fun with it. D6 plus 3 move. Sure. Weird. At least the minimum is 4, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people like Squigs. I don't have a problem with people liking Squigs. Bad Moon. It's good and huge. And then the Rock Good Trogs. Just big, reliable, hitting on 4s. Throwing boulders on 5s, oof, with 1 attack. Almost why even write that? But okay. Big damage, big rend. 4-up save, 5-up ward, regen. Only 2 attacks. You hate to see it, but they're just like big. They're just big ogre guys. You'll have fun with them. I'm sure there's a bunch of buffs you can give them. Give them the Trug. Bosetti thinks it's a big prime. Appreciate it for 3 months. TYVM. Anyway, they very carefully showed us only the units that are like not exciting and you don't care about. Show me the Boingy Boys. Show me the double meatball. Show me Trug, right? They didn't really show anything cool. And the thing they did show was like, hey, remember that thing you wished changed? Well, we didn't change it. Also, the fun was decreased on the funny guy. Where the spoitas? Like, if you had one Squig unit to look at, would you choose Squigherd? Or the double meatball Squig? I don't know. I feel like double meatball Squig. I mean, I suppose they had to show the Rune Shrine. That's fine. I think the Gloomspite Gits preview is just a bad preview. I bet Gits are actually cool. It's just a bad preview. Is this meh? Like, I'm sure Gloomspite Gits are good. I bet they're really strong, even. And I bet they have a bunch of fun rules. But the stuff they showed totally failed at making you excited. Essentially, that's my problem with them. The Loon Shrine looks great. And I'm sure a lot of their shit is good. But my blame is at the feet of the faction focus and what units they chose. Trogs look good, Loonshrine looks good. Skragrott is good in the context of what he does in the army. Like, it's gonna be good. I just think they didn't do a good job. Skaven. It's A. Spoiler alert, it's A. 3 class steps ahead, big. Everything else, boring. Not really, but like gnaw holes are good, ambushing them, like deep striking the last one, being able to teleport between them, all that stuff's good. Those are good rules. 3 class steps ahead is really nice. But overall, it's just a bunch of, here's how you can move cups and balls around. Now show me the cool stuff. I ain't got time for that. Prized creation. Good. And random and fun and hurts yourself. But in general, you get the cool thing. Manifestation lore. It summons the Warp Lightning Vortex. The thing is good. Lord Screech. He's okay. There's going to be like 6 of these, though, right? You'll find the Vermin King that you want. This one's kind of cool. I'm more interested in the other ones, I think. You cannot pick the same effect more than once per battle. Fun detected. Why? Rat Ogres looking good. They pound. Warp Fury is fun. Warp Lightning Cannon is hilarious. It does the most mortal wounds in the game, except for Pink Horrors. And it blows itself up, and exactly after the second time you pull the trigger, it blows itself up and dies. But you still get the damage. Perfectly Skaven. They love it. Storm Fiends. Where is it? Storm Fiends looking real good. Oh, where were they? Oh, I guess we saw them on some other thing, I guess. So maybe they don't count. Yeah, because they're not in the faction focus. We saw them elsewhere. Right? So maybe it doesn't count for the faction focus. We have to pretend we don't know that Storm Fiends are sick. And fun. Nohol's cool, I guess. And then we got Grayseer, who looks actually really bad. But it's the Spearhead version, so who knows? And he looks great. Anyway, we saw them in the stream, so we're cheating. We know that Storm Fiends are sick. Warp Lightning Cannons are sick. You blow yourself up, but your shit's OP, and at least it happens, and then you die. Love it. Skaven are just A for excited. Looking great. You'll die, your opponent will die, you'll roll a bunch of dice, everybody's happy. Just the faction focus, though, if we're going to be true, just the faction focus for Skaven is a little lower. I'm cheating because we know extra information to bring them up to A. But they're Skaven, they're supposed to cheat. And then we got Stormcast, who have more rules in 4th edition than they have had total in the whole rest of the game combined. Everything's a buff. Nothing is worse. Everything's amazing. This set everybody up to think that they would only receive buffs like Stormcast did. And then they were all disappointed because they got their hopes up. It's really Stormcast's fault, you know. Anyway. They got Deep Strikes, big. They got Heaven Sent. You get a replacement model for a command point. Great. Flavorful. Love it. Their Finest Hour. Giving Finest Hour to Stormcast fits perfectly, and it's exciting for the first time ever. It's going to be annoying to play against them, though. Yeah, this shit's exciting. You're going to feel like the champions of whatever, wearing magic forged army made out of the core of a planet, you know, blah, 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 like all this sick stuff, right? It's on flavor, it's on brand, it's fun. Hey, Ancient Aura, once per turn army. 5 aboard for free. Damn, that must be nice. That shit's great. Oh, I didn't know you had a Twitch. Watch your videos, each faction back in the day. Hey, Sir Blame, thanks a lot. I have less time to do that kind of thing nowadays, so I like just stream all the reactions, but moving forward, I'm going to be doing every army in 4th edition once we get all the indexes out, and then maybe a faction focus or two, because people seem to like those. Anyway, thanks for liking my stuff. Submarine cast finally surfaced, yeah. Bless weapons is the shit now, +1 attacks, at last. Great. 6 is hard. You gotta charge that up, and that sucks, but the ability is super strong, so fair enough. The dragon, Corundius. Now that I've seen a lot more War Scrolls, we can more properly judge his, like, profile here. 20 wounds on a 3-up with no ward still, but he could get, I don't know. Double Wizard is good, the spell is good, Regalia is good. Roar is probably good. Highly decent attacks, I guess. It's all going to depend on points for him. But let's be honest. He's probably going to be too expensive and die too easily. You're probably going to take a whole bunch of other stuff instead of way too many points for him. Same as it ever was. But who knows? Anything could happen. He's kind of like Aspect of the Sea in that way. Yndrasta received so much buff juice that this War Scroll alone caused every Age of Sigmar player of every faction to get their hopes so high up so they could be dashed against the rocks. Because they saw Yndrasta and they're like, oh, so they're going to take the trash, garbage-ass War Scrolls that should be cool, and they're going to juice them the fuck up. And then they just didn't. For basically all of them. And I blame Yndrasta, because they actually did it with her. And then you're like, oh, they're going to make my guys great. They won't. She's sick. S-tier excitement. She looks great. And now she plays great. Fucking 8 damage Thengavars against monsters. Just goofy, old, like, feeling fun rules. Remember fun? This shit is sick. She's great. Knight Arcanum. Don't care. Annihilators. The ones that you don't care about, right? The ones with shields. I mean, they're good. Brace for Impact is good. Blazing Impact is good. They have a decent enough profile, actually, for being hyper-defensive 2-up save boys, right? We want to see the Grand Slammers, though. And then Prosecutors have move 12, and the rest of their War Scroll is blank. Same as it ever was. Relatively speaking, usually Stormcast rules are really boring. And all of your guys are way overcosted for how many mortal wounds exist. They said they reduced the number of mortal wounds in the game. I'm ready to tell you now that they lied. They just spread them out. And gave all of them a 1 in 3 chance of not working. But they just spread them out. I think S-tier excited if I was a Stormcast player. Never has Stormcast looked like they gave a shit. And they might this edition. Fingers crossed on those points, boys. Who knows? And there it is. We have not seen Daughters Cain, Korn, Lumineth, OBR, SBGL, Seraphon, Haas, Sylvaneth, Cruel Boys, IJ, or Slaves to Darkness. These are probably getting combined, but we have Hopium, so I've separated them here. Mostly to stick up for the meme. We're seeing OBR tomorrow. Death Stormcast in a way. I wonder what they'll do. I'm sure they'll be fine. Looking forward to it. So far, this is the hypo meter from each of the factions. Ahem. Thanks for watching, chat. It was a longer stream, but we missed out on some Mondays, so I felt like going longer. Yeah, it leans positive for sure. Top heavy up here. The only ones that are kind of lacking, we got some question marks down here in the mixed but alright. Gitz was kind of meh. And Ogres was just pain and suffering. Only negatives, 0 positives. And the negatives were huge and far-reaching. They received the most nerfs of anyone I've read so far by a lot. And they got nothing in return. So really only one outlier that we ignore down there, and otherwise everything's looking kind of good. How's the partnership coming along? I submitted for an application. I technically qualified. So I asked them if I could become partner, and they'll get back to me in 1 or 2 weeks. Till then, we twiddle our thumbs and keep streaming. Here's hoping. We'll see. Just because you qualify doesn't mean they'll, shake your hand, right? I think one of my mods looked up the stats. They're like, hey, I was creeping on your stats. And I'm like, oh, word? It's like, yeah. In the past 90 days, 8.8 million different channels went live in the past 90 days. And there are 42,000 partners. So let's temper our expectations a little bit. But, we'll see. Anyway, TY for watching. Chat, I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow. We got OBR to look at tomorrow, and then maybe some other content. Rifts mentioned. I don't know. We'll do something with it. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Please enjoy the outro, and we'll see if I can't raid somebody.